Hey everybody, this is my first video on this YouTube channel, so I appreciate your patience. Hey, it's me. I'm going to be posting more and more videos. I don't do this for a living. I'm a professional. I run a really big real estate brokerage firm, so I'm not doing this YouTube stuff to make money. I'm simply doing it because I enjoy sharing what I do. There's one of my cars. I'm going to talk about this build. I've got a 13B swapped 1970 BMW that I built with a Bridgeport rotary in it. Well, I built that with my buddies, Bassam and Chris Green and Chris Roberts, a couple other guys at his shop. But anyway, I'm going to talk about a new project I've got going on, and I wanted to start this video because it's going to be a pretty cool project. So let me get back to it. Let me flip this thing around. This is a 1976 VW Beetle chassis. I've got there's no body. I got a title for it, which is good. So I'm not going to have any problems like that with getting, bonded title and all that, because I hate messing with that stuff. But anyway, so here's what's going on with this. I'm building a 76 lowered street Beetle. This EJ205 WRX turbo motor is going in. It's a Subaru motor. Brand new OEM block. Kraken Motorsports rebuilt the heads. I've got it all assembled, on the water cooling, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I welded on 20 AN fittings here, and these are 16s. The same down here, a 20 AN fitting reduced to a 16 because I don't need 20. 20 is absolute overkill, and I'll explain that a little bit more in a minute. But anyway, so this motor's going in. This can be tuned about 300 horsepower at the wheels. So that's going in here. What I've got coming for a transaxle, I've got a Subi Gears 5-speed coming with the limited slip differential. That's going in. I also got their hydraulic clutch kit, which I'll be installing here in the next couple weeks, and I'll do a video of that. Also for the suspension, I've got, if you Google IMOHR, I might be saying it wrong, IMOR front and rear double A-arm suspensions for this car. Really, really cool setup. The front's gonna be rack and pinion. I've also got Air-Cooled Works big bad brakes. They're the two-piece Willwood rotors with a big old giant red Willwood calipers. Going to be really, really neat looking, and I'll talk about that more in a minute too. But what I've been doing right now is I've got to have an access panel to access the hydraulics. So that's here, so I can access the hydraulic clutch on this side. And I also opened up this, and I made this is some heavy steel. I think it's a 10 gauge. A cover I can bolt on, kind of like the way I bolted it here. And these are tapped. So I can bolt that down. But the reason I did that is I'm going to have two water lines coming out right here, and then they go out to the front of the car. Once I figure out where that's going to be, I'll build a nice box for it. Anyway, so the water lines will be running through here. One will be coming out on this side, one will be coming out on that side. And what I'm doing, I'm using 16 AN bulkhead fitting. So the bulkhead fitting will be here with a nut to hold it on the outside, so I can remove the nut, push the water line in if I need, and then pull it out here if I got to service it. I'm going to go ahead and weld this back on once I make sure nothing's leaking, and I've never had a 16 AN water line leak ever. But just in case, anyway, I'll weld this back on. And if you're wondering how I'll have access, first of all, I'll be able to push it through. And then when I feed it through, I can get my finger in there and wiggle and try to pull it. If that doesn't work, and I'm like, oh my God, it doesn't work. I've got my access hole. I can just move the shifter bushing out of the way, and my arm reaches in there just fine to feed it through. There'll be a pain, of course. It's not the way you want to do it, but I don't think I want to have a bolt-on panel here. This is pretty structural, and I know the rotary engine is horizontal, so it's not going to twist like a V8. It's more pushing back and forth. And y'all, how about this? Y'all leave me some feedback. Should I make this, kind of like I did the front, make it bolt-on removable, or do I need the structural integrity and weld it back in? I can weld that pretty decent, so I'm not worried about the weld holding. It's just if I even need to do it. And if you wonder what this is, I took all the lines out of the tunnel. This is for the throttle cable because I accidentally cut the old one. So I ran a 3/8, a heavy duty 3/8 through here. And so I've got that back in place. So anyway, that's what's going on with this. And some other things I'm doing with it. So first of all, here's the tires. There's the pans for it. Here's the tires. And guys, these are some big old meats. They're 285 30/18s. These rims are gorgeous. They're gonna have the red center cap, the red calipers. The entire car is gonna be satin black and lowered with probably 3 or 4 inch widened fenders. It's gonna be sweet. What I've got in here is I've got my, this is the wiring harness I got from iWire, and it is really neat. So there's the factory ECU. I'm running factory. I just hate piddling with, you know, I've had Haltex, and that's all great if you like to tune and piddle. I like to build them and then drive them. And 300 horsepower in an 1,800 pound car is gonna be more than enough. It's gonna be absolute fun. So anyway, this is from iWire. It's literally plug and play. It plugs into the ECU. All I have to do is run ignition power, 12 volt and cam sensor to it, and it runs. So it's real simple to get going. This is my electronic boost controller for the motor. What I've got here, and I'm going to talk about this Baja Beetle in a minute. What I've got here is a painless wiring harness I'm going to put in it. I've got an eBay 21 circuit harness in there, and I had some problems and I changed the car so many times it turned from a nice job to a complete hack job. It looks horrible. It looks like spaghetti. I can't stand it, so I'm putting in a new harness in it. I'll be doing that in a video in the future. But I also got this from Leash Electronics. This is one of those control module things where it's got 4 relays, power in, ground in. You either put in positive or negative, however you want the relay switched. Then the power goes out to whatever you're sending it to. So it's real clean and real neat setup. I'm gonna be putting that in there. And let's talk about the Baja for a minute. First of all, I'm gonna show you my mess of a wiring, and don't you laugh at me, guys and gals. It used to look good until I just did a bunch of rearranging. And then it looks like a complete rat's nest of a mess because I added stuff, I removed stuff. I probably shouldn't have wired it until I was more finished with the car. But there it is. So all this stuff's gonna get ripped out and changed. And let me show you the fuse panel. It's equally as embarrassing, if probably not more so. So the fuse panel is down there. You can probably see it's a complete mess too. It's gonna be all nice and hidden. This is the interior of the car. I've got this is my I've got electric water pump from Davies Craig on it, so that's what this is. These are my gauges. This right here, this big screen, is my reverse camera, and it stays on all the time when I'm driving. I don't have a rear view mirror because the scooping back blocks it anyway. This is my on-off stuff, and this is my the display screen for my sniper. So let me go to the back of the car and I kind of show you what I've done. I'm trying to move slow so it'll make y'all all dizzy, because I know these cameras bounce around and I don't have a stabilizer on it and all that magic stuff. So here's you can kind of see the car. I've got 3x3 trailing arms. It's lowered. I've got it on casters right now because it's getting cold tonight and I'm gonna have to put a bunch of plants in here. So anyway, it's kind of a lowered Baja, which I think is cool. I've got a 13B rotary in back, and you can see the rotary engine. There's my radiator. I mounted that. It used to be up front, and it was getting the fuel real hot, so I put it back here. I welded on AN fittings here, and you can see, like, right here where I've got everything welded on. That way I have solid lines. And these are 20 AN, which is way too big. In fact, Davies Craig runs 16 AN, even for big blocks. And they're like, dude, what the hell are you running with the 20? I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So this next car is gonna have 16 AN. Anyway, so this is the 13B. What's cool about the exhaust, I'll show you in a minute. First of all, it's shaped like a rotor. Second of all, it's at eye height, and when I engine brake, or not engine brake, when I downshift and, you know, let off the clutch and no gas and is winding down, this thing will shoot out some big old flames, which is pretty cool. This is the radiator, y'all can see in there. It's a big radiator for a Wrangler or something. This right here is my oil cooler. And that's this car. Oh, and something else I got going on. So I'm picking up a car here pretty soon. So my girlfriend and I are doing a drive. I'm on the executive leadership committee for Autism Speaks. And by the way, guys, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm not doing this, like I said, for money. I'm a professional during the daytime. I run a huge brokerage firm. So that's my daytime job. I'm doing this because I like to share what I do. But also, we're going to be doing a charity drive for Autism Speaks. I'm on their board, on the executive leadership committee. So my girlfriend and I can be dragging a complete junk piece of car out of a wrecking yard, and we're driving it. We're going to bring it back home, do the absolute minimum, to get it up and running, and we're going to drive it from Dallas to Orlando. It's 1,000 miles, no air conditioning. It's going to be a piece of crap. But we're doing it to bring awareness to Autism Speaks and charity. And just by me announcing that I'm doing this on YouTube, I've already raised over $3,000, or on Facebook. So my goal is to raise $20,000, $25,000. It's going to be an absolute fun event. The entire, getting the car, it's got 3 inches of rat poop in it, getting the car cleaned up, trying to get it started. Discount Tires is going to donate 4 tires for me. So that's going to be done, and thanks for them for that. And I'll be talking about that more on another video. O'Reilly's or AutoZone, I'm going to see if they'll donate some brake parts so I can give a shout out to them as well. So that's coming up, and the entire trip is going to be on video. The breakdowns, all the things that are going to happen with a piece of crap car. And when we get to Orlando, we're going to be auctioning the car off, and those proceeds will also go to Autism Speak. So it's going to be a really, really fun event. The drive is this coming September, which is a lot closer than y'all realize, especially when you have to get a car ready. But it's going to be bare minimum. I'm not doing fix-up stuff, just basics. No new wiring, nothing like that. So that's coming up as well. Anyway, I appreciate your patience on my video. And here's my project. Go real slow so it gets y'all dizzy. Pardon the mess in this garage. That's what's coming up. Plants are going to be in here for the next couple days till this little stupid cold front goes away. But anyway, thanks again. And I can't wait to post more videos. Be sure to subscribe. And also, if you do your comments, and tell me, whatever you think about what I'm doing. Good comments, bad comments, you won't hurt my feelings. But subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also like the YouTube channel, and then comment on there instead of on the Facebook deal. So comment on YouTube. That does the algorithm somehow. And the reason I want to do that, I want to get as many people watching as possible. So when we have the charity drive, we raise a lot of money. So thanks again, and y'all take care.